This is my first class after I've got back from my holiday, so slightly different settings. It's the day after the clocks have gone back, so it's dark at 5 o'clock. So, trying not to get too depressed about it, we can use our yoga practice to go perhaps deeper inside of ourselves, find that stillness, that inner calmness, and trying to connect with the positive energy in the world, and stop reading about the news and COVID and what new restrictions have come in now. All of those sort of external distractions that are not part of us. So we need to find that inner strength, that inner calmness and energy to probably get us through the winter, because it's going to be particularly challenging if we focus too externally on what's going on and forget about what is important to yourself and to your family. So without further ado, let's get going. We're doing a nice, a fairly general flow, focusing on repetitions of Surya Namaskar, Sun Salutations A, B and C, throwing in some interesting variations. So, as usual, if you think you might need a block, have a block. We're just going to start off with a nice warming pranayama exercise, just to get us going. So I'm going to sit in hero pose, Virasana. And you need to sit on your shins. Just move the calf muscles out of the way so your bottom fits between your legs there. If you find any discomfort with the knees, please take a block or whatever you need to, a rolled up towel, just so you can sit on it to raise the hips up and take that pressure off the knees. If you just find it totally uncomfortable, just sit in a cross-legged position. It doesn't really matter. The purpose of Virasana, it just helps to open the hip flexors and the quadricep muscles. So whichever variation you're sitting in, making sure you're sitting with a nice straight back, we're going to try Kapalabhati, which literally translates as shining skull. So we're going to take quick inhalations and forcefully exhale the breath. So it really almost feels like you're clearing your sinuses, you're forcing the air out of your nose. So just a very quick demonstration for a couple of breaths. We really use the diaphragm to push the air out. So we would take a breath in and start to exhale. So I don't know if you could see my diaphragm moving, but you're really trying to move the diaphragm to forcefully exhale the air out of the nose. So we'll try one round of 30. I'll count in tens so that we don't get lost. We'll pause and then take another round. So just before we start, just take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And again, inhaling in. Exhaling out. And then beginning. Inhaling. Go. And stop. Breathe normally. That was one round of 30. So just taking a few ordinary inhalations and exhalations. Try that again, maybe a little bit quicker this time. On your next inhale, we'll begin. So inhale, and we go. breath in and exhale. Good. So just a couple of rounds. Just notice that should have got your system going, your aerobic system, your respiratory system. And then just move the block out of the way. Come onto the hands and knees. And straight away push up to downward facing dog. So let's all just lift the heels, bend the legs slightly so you can really push the weight back to lengthen the spine, lift the hips. See how that feels? So we're really lengthening the back. Then maybe you can slowly start to straighten the legs. Maybe keep the heels lifted, really lift the hips up high. And then maybe lower the heels towards the floor. Good, and then inhale, come forward to plank, a high plank. Pick the left foot up, bring the left knee to the outer tricep. Exhale back. Inhale the knee up. Exhale back, keep looking forward. Pull the ribs in. Exhale back, last time. And release. Place the foot down. Round the spine, push the hips up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good. Inhale, come forward again. Shoulders over the wrists. Pick the right foot up. Right knee to right tricep. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale the knee up. Exhale back. Once more. Exhale back. Placing the foot down. Push the hips up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good, so you should be feeling a bit warmer now. Focusing on your breath, your pranayama throughout the practice. And just enjoy yourself doing what you can. It's your practice, so it doesn't matter if you don't do perfect poses every time. It's just how your body is feeling today. And then lift the heels, start to walk the feet forward. Good, coming into half forward bend, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release, fold over into that forward bend. Uttanasana, trying to lengthen the spine. Good, and then slowly uncurl one vertebra at a time. Hands to your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, so we're going through 2 regular rounds of Surya Namaskar A. And of course, you always have the choice to either come down Chaturanga through that press up type of motion, or knees, chest, chin if you're just not feeling the Chaturanga today. It's always your choice. So inhaling the arms up, look up, reach up. Exhale, start to hinge forward, releasing into forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, offer the chest forward, half forward bend. Exhale, release down. This first round we'll all step back to plank pose, look forward, and then drop the knees down, tilt the pelvis forward, start to bend the elbows, bring the chest down, release and open the chest into a gentle cobra pose. And then lift the hips up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Find that nice length in the spine, lifting the hips high. Spread the fingers evenly, pushing the inner palms into the floor. Try to imagine you're gently rotating the inner elbows forward to keep the shoulder girdle nice and wide, and then look forward. If you're jumping, bring the feet together, bend the legs deeply, look forward, step or hop forward, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center, and another round. Inhaling, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward, release into that forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, release the hands down. This time your choice to step back or jump straight to Chaturanga. And Cobra or upward facing dog. Maybe a little higher. And then release up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, take 5 breaths. Enjoying this sensation of starting to really open the body, starting to connect with the breath for your practice tonight. Breathing deeply, try to pull the front of the ribs in, engage the lower abdominals. Good, and looking forward to preparing to step or hop forward, bend the legs deeply, weight in the hands if you're hopping, release into that half forward bend, and then release full forward bend, lengthening the spine forward and down. Inhale, floating the body up, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Another round, this time with a variation. So start with the feet together, bend the legs, sweep the fingertips, extend the arms up into chair pose, Utkatasana. So we're trying to lengthen the lower spine here, feeling as if you're tucking the pelvis under, weight back in the heels, and then we keep sitting lower and lower. If you need to bring the hands down for balance, bring the hands down, and then we're sitting all the way down. Good. Sitting on the 6 bones, coming straight into Navasana, boat pose. Lift the chest. Breathe. Release into half Navasana. So keep the chest and the legs a few inches off the floor, holding. Take the arms to the side. Release the forearms down. Keep the chest lifted, or the shoulders lifted, I should say. Turn the right palm up. Lift the legs higher. Rotate the feet over towards the left. And then we're going to reach the right hand up to the outer right foot. And release. Up. And release, engaging your core. Exhale and up. Release, twice more. Inhale, up. Release. Last time. Up. Release. Release back to center. Lower the legs. Hold. Arms out to the side. Try the other side. Turn the left palm up. Lift the legs higher. Rotate the feet to the right. Reach up with the left hand. Exhale, release down. Reach up and release. Reach up and release. Reach up, release. Last time. Reach up, release back to center. And then big effort, come up. Boat pose, Navasana. Good, and then cross the ankles, tilt forward, and then step or hop back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. And then lift up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Well done, we made it. So take some restorative breaths. Use this to gather your energy back. Breathing deeply. Good. Preparing to step or hop forward. Bending the legs deeply. Take the weight in the hands. Release. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale. Full Uttanasana. Inhale, floating the body up. Look up at the hands. Reach up. Exhale. The hands to the heart center. Good. Okay, so last round of Surya Namaskar A with a little bit more core work. So bending the legs, sweep the fingertips, inhale the arms up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Keep sitting the weight back, bottom goes back. Keep the arms lifted, chest lifted, and then sit all the way down again. Just make sure you're sitting in the right position, back up nice and straight, into boat pose, Navasana. We release to half boat pose. Really engage your core muscles, obviously, to protect the back. Take the arms overhead, reach the arms away. Keep breathing. Good. Okay, arms forward. Come back up. Navasana. Good. Cross the ankles. Come forward. Hands down. Step or jump back. Plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Really open the shoulders. And then lift up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good. So I don't know about you, but I'm definitely warming up. Taking those deep breaths. Obviously, if you use Ujjayi breathing, making sure you're bringing that in, you're closing the back of the throat slightly, making that slight noise, just to control the breathing, energize the breath. And then look forward, preparing to step or hop forward, lightly hop, extend the chest forward, exhale, release, full Uttanasana. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Good. Couple of rounds of Surya Namaskar B now. Fairly quickly, bending the legs again. Sweep the fingertips. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Offer the chest forward on the inhale. Exhale, your choice. Step or jump back. Cobra or upward facing. Exhale. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot forward. Release the back foot heel to heel. Inhale up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands come down. Step back plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Exhale, up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot forward. Release the back foot, heel to heel alignment. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. reach up. Exhale, hands come down, step back, plank. Vinyasa of your choice. Exhale, release up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths here. 5 strong breaths. Taking time to think about your alignment. Taking time to think about your breath. Spreading the fingers evenly so that middle finger's pointing forward. Inner elbows trying to move forward. Push the hips back and up so you're lengthening the spine. And you're aiming to release the heels to the floor. Preparing to step or lightly hop forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Uttanasana. Inhale, rooting down to rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center. One more time. Utkatasana, weight back in the heels. Lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Preparing. Stepping or jumping back. Yogi's choice. Cobra or upward facing. Exhale, up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, the right leg up. Look forward. Warrior 1, heel to heel alignment. Right hip moves back. Reach up. Exhale, hands down. Step back, plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Exhale, up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg up. Step forward. Heel to heel alignment. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands down. Step back, plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Exhale. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Deep breaths. Good, and then preparing to step or hop forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale. Full Uttanasana. Inhale, floating the body up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Okay, so another round, but with a variation. If you want to be facing a wall, we are going to, the option for kick-ups into handstand. So if you want that comfort of having the wall there, make sure you're in the right position. So feet together, bend the legs, sweep the fingertips, extend the arms up, weight back in the heels, chest lifted, chair pose. Exhale, release, fold forward, lengthen the spine forward and down. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Exhale, release. Yogi's choice. Step or jump. Cobra or upward facing. Exhale. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, the right leg up. Step the right foot forward. Release the back foot. Inhale up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale. Release the hands to the heart center. Good, so start to lift the back heel, bring the body forward to a 45-degree angle. Right hip moves back, launching into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Back leg lifts. Pull the ribs in. Release fingertips to the floor, standing L pose. So if that's enough for you, stay there. Otherwise, walk the hands back. Lift that back leg, fold over the right leg. Standing split. Moving that right hip into the midline. Try to keep the hips as square as you can. Lifting that left leg high. Good. Okay, so just release for a moment. You might just need to adjust the legs if you're going to try a few kick-ups. So hands flat, shoulders over the wrist. Step that right foot back. Raise the left leg, look between the hands and light hops. Maybe you come all the way up. Try 4 to 5 kick-ups. If you're in handstand, maybe you try and balance. Push the hands down. Good, okay, and then step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Tuck the toes, push the hips up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good. Second side, raise your left leg. Step the left foot forward, heel to heel alignment. Inhale, come up. Virabhadrasana 1. Reach up. Release the hands to the heart center. So looking forward, lift that back heel. Body comes to that 45-degree angle. That left hip is moving back. And we launch into Virabhadrasana 3. Fingertips come down. Standing L pose. Back foot is active, so point the toes down. You can stay there. Or walk the hands back, come into standing split. Lengthening the body over the left leg. Reaching that right leg up high. So if you want to try some kick-ups on this side, bring that left foot back. I'm just going to stay in standing splits. My left hamstring is tighter than my right. So I want to do some more work on my left hamstring, or left hamstrings I should say. If you're kicking up, try a few kick-ups. Make sure the shoulders are over the wrist. Good, okay. When you've had enough, step that right foot back and the left into plank. Vinyasa, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Lift the hips up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Restorative breaths, strong breaths. Hips up high. Pull the ribs in. Lengthen the back. Good, preparing to come forward, either stepping or hopping. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release full Uttanasana. Inhale, floating the body up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. One more round like that. Feet together. Bend the legs, sweep the fingertips, extend the arms. Utkatasana. Exhale, release. Uttanasana. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Yogi's choice, step or jump straight back. Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, the right leg raises up. Look forward, right foot steps forward. Heel to heel alignment. Right hip moves back. Virabhadrasana 1. Hands to the heart center. Lift the back heel, tilt the body forward. Ready to launch into Virabhadrasana 3. Pull the ribs in. And release the fingers, tips down, standing elbows. Maybe stay there or walk the hands back. Lift that left leg high. Lengthening the body forward and then over that right leg. Keep that right hip moving into the midline. If you want to try a few kick-ups, you need to adjust the feet, so hands down, shoulders over the wrists. Step that right foot back, left leg lifts, light hops. Maybe you come up, look between the hands, try and balance. Good, and then when you've had enough, step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Tuck the toes, push the hips up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot forward. Heel to heel alignment, the left hip moves back. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lift the back heel, tilt the body forward. Launch, warrior 3. Release the hands down, standing elbows. Stay there or walk the hands back. Standing splits, raise that right leg. Lengthen the body over that left leg, lengthening the spine. I'm staying here again. If you want to try a few kick-ups, try a few kick-ups. If you balance, good progress. Good, and then carefully step back, plank. Vinyasa, and push up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good. Breathing deeply. Your recovery pose. But constantly thinking about the alignment. We don't just come back into the pose and just hold in the same position the whole time. We're thinking about where the weight is in the body. Where is it in the hands? Where is it in the legs? Where is it in the feet? How long is the back? Where are my shoulders? Continually adjusting. Preparing to come forward. Exhale, jump forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release full Uttanasana. Inhale, floating the body up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Well done. Surya Namaskar C. Ordinary, round. You might find it slightly easier. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, hinge forward. Forward bend. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Exhale, release down. Stepping the right leg all the way back, release the knee to the floor, keep the fingertips down. Try to tilt the pelvis forward, look up. Good, hands flat, lift the back knee, step back plank. Yogi's choice, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. And lift up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good, look forward, step the right foot forward, release the left knee to the floor. Fingertips down, look up, maybe. Lift the back knee, step the left foot forward to meet the right, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Exhale, release down. Second half, step the left foot back, release the knee down, look up. Lift the back knee, hands flat, step back plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing, pull the chest through. Exhale, up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step the left foot forward, drop the back knee to the floor. Maybe look up. Lift the back knee, step forward. Release Uttanasana. Inhale, floating the body up. Exhale, hands to the heart centre. One more round, exactly the same. Inhaling. Exhaling and hinge. Uttanasana. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Exhale, release and step the right foot back. Knee to the floor, keep the fingertips down. Look up. Hands flat, lift the back knee, step back plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Lift up and back. Downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot forward, left knee down. Look up. Lift the back knee, step the foot forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, offer the chest forward. Exhale, release down. Step the left foot back, left knee down. Release the hips, look up. Hands flat, step back plank. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Open the chest. Lift up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, keep the fingertips down, look up. Lift the back knee, step the right foot forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, floating the body up. Urdhva Hastasana, look at the hands. Exhale, release hands to the heart centre. Good. Continuing with variation this time. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Release. Inhale, offer the chest. Exhale, release down. Stepping the right foot all the way back. Release the knee to the floor. This time we're coming up. So bring the hips back so your body is in alignment over the hips. And imagine you're trying to move the feet towards each other isometrically. And then we lift the arms up. Maybe we open the chest from here. Good. And release. And we're going to bring the fingertips down and extend the left leg forward, foot flexed, into this runner's lunge position, half splits. We look forward, lengthen the spine, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up, 3 more times. Exhale, lengthen the spine and fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, lift up. Pull the kneecap up, engage the quadricep. Exhale, release and fold. Good, lift up. And then bring that left foot flat again. Coming back into Anjaneyasana for a breath. Good. And then release the hands down. Lift the back knee, step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. And lift up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And this time we raise the right leg. Bend the leg and open the hip. Trying to push the weight back into that left leg. The left hip moves back. Lift the leg, the right leg, open the hip. Then start to lift the left heel, come forward so the left shoulder's over the left wrist. Bring that right foot over and then we open the chest. Drop that right arm back. Good, and then release. Back into downward facing dog. And step the right foot forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale for a breath. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Lift the back knee. Step the left foot to meet the right. Uttanasana. Inhale. Reaching up. Exhale, fold straight back down to come to the second half of the first round. And this time we step the left foot back, drop the left knee. Inhale, come up to Anjaneyasana, being careful to move the body back so the torso's over the hips. And we just feel a nice opening in the left hip flexor here at the front of the hips. Maybe open the chest slightly, reach up. Good. And then bring the fingertips down. Slide that left knee back a couple of inches. Straighten the right leg, flex the foot. Ardha Hanumanasana or runner's lunge. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Inhale, release. Exhale, fold. Inhale, release. Twice more. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. The right foot comes flat. We release into Anjaneyasana again for a breath. Good, and then hands down. Step back plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Tuck the toes, push the hips up and back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. This time it's the left leg lifts up. Bend the leg and then open the hip. So we're moving the right hip back, lifting that left knee up, pull the front of the body in, and then lift that right heel, come forward, right shoulder over the right wrist, bring that left foot behind you and lift up, open the chest, flip the dog, or come out to Karasana, reaching the left fingertips to the floor. Good. And this time, I forgot to say on the other side, see if you can bring the left knee towards the chest. Hold. Hold. And then look forward. Step the left foot forward. Release the back knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana for a breath. Exhale, fingertips down, lift the back knee, step the right foot forward to meet the left. And release into forward bend. Inhale, floating the body up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Well done. So last variation of Surya Namaskar C. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, Hinge forward, Uttanasana. Inhale for the chest forward. Exhale, release down. Stepping the right foot back, drop the back knee. Inhale, come up for a breath, Anjaneyasana. Good, and then hands to the heart centre, start to lean forward, keeping that back long. Start to turn the body towards the left, and then bring that right tricep across. Hands to the heart centre. Keep feeling like you're lengthening the crown of the head towards the front of the room. And we're twisting from your core, not just through the brute force of having the right tricep as a lever. Okay, and then make sure the back toes, the right toes are tucked under. Lift that right knee maybe just an inch. See how that feels. And then straighten the right leg fully into that full twisted lunge. Keep moving that left hip, the leading hip, into the midline. Good. We're going to transition to warrior two. So we're going to bring that right foot, spin the right foot flat, spin round to the right, heel to arch alignment into Virabhadrasana 2, looking over the left shoulder. Just take a moment to situate yourself, gently moving that left knee towards the left. That allows a little bit more freedom to move the left hip back and down. Spin the inner right thigh towards the floor, and that allows you a little bit more freedom in the hips as well, so the outer edge of the right foot should be firmly pushing into the floor. Good, and then we're going to turn the left palm up, reach forward, and then open the chest, reverse warrior. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, lift that right arm up, Parsvakonasana, and then release into reverse warrior. We're going to move like that a few times. Exhale, modified side angle, maybe bring the arm by the ear, open the chest. Release into reverse warrior. Each time see if you can open the chest a little bit more. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Last time. Exhale, modified Parsvakonasana. And reach up, warrior two, and then straighten the left leg. Maybe you just move the back foot in a couple of inches. We're coming into Trikonasana. So right hip moves to the right, keep reaching to your left, keep reaching, and then release fingertips to the floor or the shin, reach that right arm up. So imagine you're trying to move the left shin forward, but the left shin forward and the left hip bone back. So by pushing the ball of the left foot down, that allows you to get those opposing movements in that left leg, and then you should be able to lengthen the left side of the body and open the chest, the right side of the chest to the ceiling. Breathing. Good. Okay, so start to look down. We're going to bring the left hand flat to the outside of the left foot, so you might need to bend the left leg here. Take weight in that left hand, and then bring that left knee into the chest. So you're trying to knee yourself in the face. And you can either stay there, or take hold of the outer edge of the left foot with the right hand, and see if you can extend that left foot up to the top of the mat. Maybe look under the right armpit. Good. Knee back into the chest. Bring your right hand down, spin onto the outer edge of the right foot. Step the left foot back. Flip dog again. Come back to Karasana. Open the chest. Good, and then release into downward facing dog. Good. And step the right foot forward. Drop the left knee to the floor. Anjaneyasana for a breath. Exhale, release. Step the left foot to meet the right. Into forward bend, Uttanasana. That's the first half over. Onto the fingertips, extend the chest. Exhale, release. Second half. This time we're stepping the left foot all the way back. Drop the knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana, bringing that torso back over the hips. And we start to bring the hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. Start to lean the body forward. Start to turn the body to the right, using your core. Then you can take that left tricep across, hands to the heart center. Lengthen the crown of the head forward to keep the spine nice and long. Keep thinking about twisting from your core muscles, supporting the spine. Okay, and then just tuck the back toes under, lift the left knee an inch. See how that feels, stabilize the hips. Straighten the left leg all the way. Keep that right hip moving in. Remembering to breathe. Ready to transition to warrior two. Spin the left foot down. Spin to the left. Circle the arms. Bend into that right leg. Virabhadrasana 2. Again, just situating yourself in the pose, making sure the right knee is over the right ankle. The right knee gently moves out to the right to allow that right hip to move back. Make sure the outer edge of the left foot is firmly on the floor. Imagine someone was holding it down. That's how firm it needs to be. Back leg really firm. Thinking about your breath. And then turn your right palm up, lean forward, and then reach up and back, reverse warrior. So we're doing that flow between reverse warrior and side angle, or modified side angle. Right elbow to inner right knee. Reach that left arm up, maybe along by the ear. And then release, reverse warrior. Each time opening the chest a little bit more. Extend out to side angle pose. Opening the chest to the left. Inhale, release, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Last time. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. And we're coming all the way up, straightening the right leg. Again, adjusting the back foot if you need to. Hips move to the left, you extend the body to the right, keep reaching. And release fingertips to the shin or to the floor. Reach that left arm for full Trikonasana. So again, pushing the ball of the right foot down so the right shin feels like it's moving forward, but the right hip bone, that femur, the head of the femur bone feels like it's moving back, that long thigh bone, and the head of the femur that helps create that hip joint. Lengthening the right side of the body, opening the left. Good, and then look down. Right hand comes to the outer edge of the right foot, so bend the knee if you need to. Take weight in the right hand And then you're trying to knee yourself in the face, bring that right knee into the chest. So you can just hold there, or you can take the left hand to the outer edge of the right foot. See if you can bring that right foot up to the top of the mat, extending that right leg, looking under that left shoulder. Right knee back into the chest. Release the left hand down, turn onto the outer edge of the left foot, step the right foot back, and open the chest. Drop that right arm back, reach the fingertips towards the floor. Really open the chest. Good, and release to downward facing dog. Good, and then step the left foot forward, drop the back knee to the floor. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, fingertips down, lift the back knee. Step the right foot forward, release, forward bend. Inhale, floating the body up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Well done. So we've made it through the Surya Namaskar A, B and C variations. So we've got one more sequence. We're starting to bring it down more to the mat now. So I've definitely built up a bit of a sweat. So maybe just stand back a little bit on your mat, feet hip distance. We're coming into Hasta Padangusthasana, which is hands, feet onto the hands. If that's just not possible for you, I understand. So you can just come down maybe and clasp the first two fingers and the thumb around the big toes. And then you would forward fold from there. If you are able to step onto the hands, you lift the foot up, step onto the palm of the hand up to the crease of the wrist. So obviously it will feel a bit strange, but you're trying to keep the weight evenly distributed in the feet, so there's weight in the heels and the balls of the feet. You extend the spine forward wherever you are. Then you exhale, release into the fold, so keep the spine long, bend the elbows, release into the fold. So again, to engage the muscles in the legs properly, pull the kneecaps up. That fires up the quadriceps in the front of the thighs, and then in turn enables the hamstrings in the back of the legs to fire up. Good, okay, well done, and release. And slowly uncurl up to standing. Okay, so from here, I'll have my back to you, but I'm going to step my right foot out to the side. So make sure the feet are parallel, not too wide, with the feet coming into Prasarita Padottanasana C. So we're going to link the hands behind us, squeeze the palms together. So if you need to keep the arms bent, that's fine. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other and down the back, lift the chest, and then we exhale. We start to hinge forward from here. Keep reaching forward with the chest, and then come into the forward bend, bringing the arms over the back. So if you feel like you're squeezing the shoulder blades further down the back and together, the arms can come further over the head. Keep the inner arches of the feet lifted. Feel like you're moving the crown of the head towards the floor. Good, okay, release the arms. Fingertips down in front of you, come halfway up. And then start to turn the left foot to the top of the mat into a low lunge. And you drop the back knee down. We come up again. but this time rest the hands on the left knee. We're coming into a quad stretch, so whichever version is comfortable for you. Reach the right arm forward and then start to bring the right arm out to the side, turn the palm back and then lift that right foot up, and then hopefully the hand meets the foot. And you can just squeeze that foot in with that one hand. You can take both hands back, maybe, squeeze the shoulder blades together, or most advanced option, the fingers face forward, so you're turning the elbow up. Slightly deeper variation, but you need to keep the hips and the chest pointing forward, and you squeeze that foot in towards the right hip. So whichever variation you're in, that is the right one for you, for your body, and you should be feeling quadricep stretch in that right leg. Maybe a bit of a chest opening. Keep breathing. Good. And release, well done. Fingertips down, lift the back knee into a low lunge, and then turn to your right again, coming into Skandasana, so bend into that right leg, come onto the left heel, release the hips down. Exhale over to the other side, so bend into the left leg, come onto the right heel. And again over, bend into the right leg, come onto the left heel. Okay, and then we're going to turn to the back of the mat. So we should be in a low lunge with the right leg forward. And then just bring the hands flat. Step straight back to downward facing dog. Good. And then raise the right leg. Bring the right knee across to the left tricep and hold. And then extend that right leg all the way across to the left. Keep the arms straight, keep looking forward. Start to release that right hip towards the floor, but don't let it touch down. We're just trying to get a nice stretch in the outer right hip. Keep the chest looking forward. Good. Okay, and then lift that right hip up slightly. Slide the shin across. Ready for pigeon prep. So the right knee should be over to the right side of the mat, but the right foot should be in alignment with the top of the left hip. And then just before we fold forward, just look back behind you. Make sure that left leg is straight behind you. Keep the left toes tucked under. Keep walking that left hip back. And if you find that that right hip is still hovering way up off the floor, you take the block, place it under that right hip, so you don't feel any pressure in that right knee. That's important. So, you will be feeling a hip opening, but we don't want to feel any pain in the knee. So make sure you're using your props wisely if you need to. If you're more open in the hips, you can bring that right lower leg more parallel to the top of the mat. Then when you're ready, you can start to bring the forearms down. Push the forearms down, lengthen the spine. So feel like that back leg is so active you could lift the left knee off the floor. Move that right hip back, so you're trying to bring the left, almost feel like the inner left hip is moving forward and that right outer hip is moving back to get the hips in alignment. Lengthen the spine. You can stay on the forearms, or maybe you fold all the way forward. Doesn't really matter, as long as you feel like you're getting a hip opening for how you're feeling today. Breathing deeply. feeling that right hip starting to open. One more deep breath. Good, and then slowly start to walk the hands back, lift the body up, lean onto the right hip and swing that left leg forward. Good, so coming into Janushirasana, bringing the right foot, the sole of the right foot to the inner left hip. Or option, if your hips are more open, you can maybe bring that right foot into Ardha Padmasana, but only if the right knee comes down. We don't want that right knee hovering because you risk injuring it then. So I'm going to stay in half Padmasana, half lotus pose. And I'm going to bring my right arm behind me to clasp the right foot for a half bind. And then I'm going to lean forward. If you're just in the ordinary variation, take the right hand across to the outside of the left foot. So you're rotating the body to the left almost, because we're trying to fold the body over the left leg. And then you just keep working on lengthening the spine. And then if you feel able to, you can start to lengthen the body over the left leg, and note the operative word of lengthen. So we don't want to be in creating the turtle, we don't want to be hunching forward just to try to come down. I'd rather you stay upright, lengthen the spine and gradually work towards folding over when you start to build on your strength and flexibility in the legs. If you're in that half lotus, you're in that half bind, you're reaching the left hand to the left foot and you're still lengthening, twisting the body over towards the left leg. Keep moving the left hip back, make sure that left leg is really active, flex the left foot. Good. And then inhale and come up. Release that right leg. So just keep that right knee pointed up, sitting up straight. We're going to pick the lower right leg up into this rock the baby position. So we bend the leg, bring the foot into the crook of the left elbow and the right knee into the right elbow. We sit up as tall as we can, bring that lower right leg towards the chest and just move the knee or lower leg so that you feel like you're opening the hip even more, just levering it backwards and forwards. Okay, so if that's enough, you just stay there. If you want a little bit more, take the left hand under the left under the right ankle. You move that right knee back a couple of times and see if you can hitch it up over the right shoulder. Clamp it over the shoulder, hands down, bring the hips back, and then maybe you pick the left foot up. Maybe you cross the ankles, you start to lean forward slightly and the hips go off, you bend the arms into Ashtavakrasana. Good, and release. Wherever you are, cross the ankles, lean forward, step or hop back to plank. And then let's just push back to downward facing dog. I think we've done enough vinyasas today. And then we step or hop forward to the top of the mat. Obviously you're still at the back of the mat. Fold forward into that forward bend. Inhale, floating the body up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Good. So we're stepping the right foot out again. Coming into the Prasarita Padottanasana legs, so feet parallel. This time, just keep the hands on the hips first of all. We start to hinge forward, lengthening the body forward. If you need the block, you can have the block, you can push the hands into the block. So actually I'm going to lengthen the spine forward, see if I can come down onto the forearms first of all. So the forearms will be off the mat. So the purpose of this is to really get that feeling of lengthening the spine. Keep the inner arches of the feet lifted. Keeping that feeling with the length of the spine, walk the hands back between the feet, and maybe then the crown of the head will start to come down. Keeping that length of the spine, keeping the strength in the legs. Breathing deeply. Good, and then lift up halfway. Start to turn the right foot to the top of the mat. Bend into the right leg, into that low lunge. Drop the back knee down. And lift up into Anjaneyasana. Release the hands to the right knee, preparing for that quad stretch variation. So reach the left arm forward, extend it out to the side with the palm back, reach back, lift the left foot up, and hopefully the hand and the foot meet. You can just keep one hand on the foot, squeezing the foot in. You can maybe take the other hand back, squeeze the shoulder blades together more in this variation. Or final option, you turn the elbow up, the fingers point forward, but keep the chest and the hips pointing forward, whichever variation you're in. Breathing deeply. Good, and release, well done. Lift the back knee, returning to the left. We're going to bend into that left leg, come onto the right heel, Skandasana. Maybe hands to the heart center. And release, walk over, bend into the right leg, come onto the left heel. Release the hips to the floor. Last time. Walk over, bend into the left leg, come onto the right heel. Good, and then turning to the back of the mat again. Low lunge. And step back, downward facing dog. Just make sure the block isn't in the way. Raising the left leg. Bring the left knee over to the right tricep, hold. And then extend the leg all the way over. So look forward, keep the arms straight. Begin to release that left hip towards the floor. Just feeling a bit of a, or quite a bit of a stretch maybe, in the outer left hip. Just beginning to open the outer hip, ready for pigeon prep. And then lift the hips slightly, swing that left leg back, bend the lower left leg, preparing for pigeon. So just look behind you, make sure that right leg is straight behind you, keep walking the right leg or right feet back. And once you've done that, if you find that left hip is still hovering way up in the air, take the block again, place it under the hip, or the rolled up towel, whatever you're using. You might find that one hip feels more open than the other. That's normal. We're not completely symmetrical on both sides of the body. Definitely my left hip is tighter than my right hip. Okay, when you feel ready, come onto the forearms first of all. Try to keep the spine fairly long. Keep that right leg active. You might want to keep the right toes tucked under just to remind yourself to keep that leg active. Try to keep the hips in the centre so we're not leaning over onto the left hip. And then if you want to, you can maybe walk the arms all the way forward. And just try to enjoy this deep hip opening. So although it's more of a passive stretch or opening, we should still be active. So don't just flop down and just think we're relaxing. This is still a deep hip opener, so we're trying to make sure that right leg is active. The knee is almost feeling like it's lifting. The left hip keeps moving back towards the right hip, so we're trying to square off the hips the whole time. Okay, and then start to walk the hands back up. Lean onto the left hip now, so you can swing the right leg forward, ready for Janushasana, head to knee pose. So your choice, either left foot into the inner right thigh, if you're more open in the hips, half lotus, Ardha Padmasana. And if you're in half lotus, you can take the half bind with the arms, whichever variation you're in. Lengthen the spine, lean forward slightly, see how that feels. If that's enough, that's fine, that's where you are today. If you feel more open and you can keep the spine fairly nice and long, you can start to lengthen over the right leg. So you need to twist or turn the body over the right leg. With each exhalation, you're lengthening the spine. Good, inhale, come up. Release that left leg, keep the left knee pointing up. Keep sitting up nice and tall. You're coming into that rock the baby position. So we're lifting the lower left leg, taking the left foot to the crook of the right elbow, and that left knee is into the crook of the left elbow. Sitting up tall, see if you can move that lower left leg towards the chest. Just move that hip around in the joint. Just really preparing that left hip to see if you can get the left knee over the left shoulder in a minute. So you can either keep working there or hold under that left ankle, move the left knee back a couple of times, and then see if you can then hitch it up over the left shoulder. Once you're there, clamp the knee over the shoulder, hands down, move the hips back, use your core, pick the right foot up. Maybe you hook the ankle, and then you can come into the Astavakrasana, tip forward slightly, bend the elbows. Good, and release. Well done, we've made it. Whew. Okay, so let's just lie down. Bring the knees into the chest, give yourselves a hug. Good. And just maybe just rock from side to side, just easing out the back muscles. And then extend the legs out in front of you, hip distance apart. Turn the palms up to face the ceiling. Release the shoulders into the floor. Close the eyes for Shavasana, relaxation. So just try to let your breathing come naturally. Try to keep your mind still. So we've just worked hard for the last hour or so. Your physical practice, enabling you to get in tune with your pranayama, your life force, and to turn inwards to have some relief from all of the external pressures, that continual bombardment of information and often bad news. We just forget that we centre on our inner strength, inner energy. And just let yourself be still. Keep your mind still. So just slowly start to notice any ambient noise around you. Gently bringing your consciousness back into the room. Start to deepen your breathing. Just begin to move your hands and feet. side to side, bend your legs, just rest there for a moment. Gently push yourself up, come to a seated position. Maybe you just keep the eyes closed. Try and sit with a nice straight back, resting your hands on your knees. Just letting the effects of the practice radiate throughout your body. And let's take one on to seal our practice. So take a deep breath in. Breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart center. Gently bow your head towards your fingertips. Slowly start to open your eyes. Om Shanti Namaste. Thank you, yogis. I hope you've enjoyed practicing with me tonight. Have a lovely evening or a lovely rest of the day whenever you're practicing, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.